They say curiosity killed the cat. But in this case, curiosity killed someone's entire social life. Because the moment I opened that dusty, leather-bound journal sitting in her bedroom, the journal I was never supposed to see, everything changed. Everything snapped into focus. The lies, the fake smiles, the little comments that never sat right. For years, I thought she was my best friend, my sister in everything but blood, until her words, her real words, spilled across those pages like venom. And once I saw the truth, there was no unseeing it, no forgiving it, no going back. I wasn't supposed to be in her room that day. I didn't go looking for secrets. Funny thing about betrayal, though. It has a way of finding you. I was house-sitting. She trusted me like a fool trusts a lock that doesn't click. And me, I wasn't snooping. At least not at first. But when I bumped that nightstand and that journal slid halfway out, like it wanted to be read, I hesitated for exactly 2 seconds. 2. Then I opened it and realized the person I thought I knew, the friend I would have defended with my last breath, was nothing but a mask. She hated me. She hated everyone. And the worst part, she wrote it all down. Every ugly thought, every dirty secret, every lie, in her own handwriting. Signed, dated, filed neatly for me to find. Curiosity may have killed the cat. But this journal was about to kill her entire little world. Quietly, perfectly, without me saying a word. My name's Jordan. I'm 27, work in marketing, and I've always been what people call the reliable one. The one who shows up early. The one who remembers your birthday without Facebook reminders. The one who will drop everything, even if I'm drowning, just to keep someone else afloat. And the person I've done that for more than anyone else? Her. Samantha. We met in high school. Freshman year. We were both in the same honors English class. Her with the sarcasm and confidence, me with the color-coded binders and nervous energy. She picked me. Out of everyone, she picked me. And that felt like winning something I didn't even know I wanted. She was magnetic. The kind of girl who made other people lean in when she spoke. I wasn't like that. I was the background friend. Supportive. Quiet. Grateful just to be chosen. And for a while, we were inseparable. Same classes. Same lunch table. Same inside jokes that made everyone else roll their eyes. By the time we were adults, people called us soul sisters. She was even listed as my emergency contact. Something I didn't think twice about. Because when someone's been in your life that long, when you've laughed and cried and healed each other's heartbreaks for years, you believe it's real. You believe it's mutual. You believe they have your back, just like you've had theirs 100 times over. But Samantha? She didn't have my back. She had a pen, and a journal, and a habit of writing down everything she couldn't say to my face. So yeah, finding that journal, it broke something in me. Because it wasn't just secrets. It wasn't just gossip. It was a blueprint. Page after page of twisted thoughts, snide comments, little betrayals I never saw coming. Stuff about me. Stuff about everyone we knew. And worst of all, it wasn't written in anger. It was casual. Like she was just documenting reality. Her version of it, anyway. I used to think Samantha was my mirror. That we reflected each other. Turns out, she was a mask. And it was finally slipping. Looking back, I hate how perfect it felt. How real it felt. How safe. Samantha wasn't just my best friend. She was my second home. We were the kind of friends people low-key envied. The inside jokes no one else understood. The matching tattoos after a spontaneous road trip to Nashville. Movie marathons where we'd quote every line like annoying sisters. Girls' weekends with just the two of us. Greasy takeout, cheap wine, and hours spent talking about absolutely everything. It wasn't complicated. It wasn't fake. At least, not to me. When I got my first real marketing job, Samantha was the first person I called. When my ex dumped me out of nowhere, Samantha showed up at my door with ice cream and a bat, swearing revenge I didn't even ask for. When she got promoted at her job, we celebrated like we both won. We were in each other's family's photos, each other's emergency contacts. The kind of friendship people don't question. Until they should. I trusted Samantha with everything. My insecurities, my dreams, my mess. She saw me ugly cry on the bathroom floor. She saw me dance like a lunatic in the kitchen at 2 a.m. She knew every heartbreak, every mistake, every secret, or at least. I thought that went both ways. Until I started noticing tiny things. Little slips. Snarky comments that felt a little too sharp. Jokes at my expense that lingered longer than they should have. Stories from our other friends that didn't quite match what Samantha told me. But I brushed it off. Because that's what I did. That's what good friends do. They give grace. They give the benefit of the doubt. They don't assume the worst. And me, I never assumed the worst about Samantha. Until I opened that journal. And realized. She'd been assuming the worst about me for years. Documenting it. Cataloging it. Making me the punchline of her private little story. While smiling in my face like we were still 12 years old sharing secrets on the school bus. But Samantha forgot one thing about keeping receipts. Eventually, someone's gonna read them. Funny thing about loyalty? It makes you blind. It makes you excuse things other people would have walked away from immediately. And that's exactly what Samantha counted on. That I wouldn't question her. Wouldn't notice. Wouldn't believe my own gut. But looking back now, the signs were everywhere. It started small. Little digs she disguised as jokes. If I was excited about something, Samantha had a way of making it sound small. Oh, you got that promotion? Ugh, they must have been really desperate. I laughed. At first. Because that's what we did. Roast each other. But after a while, it stopped feeling playful. It started feeling pointed. Mean. Calculated. Then there was how she acted around our mutual friends. She'd tell me things like, "Girl, Jenna's been saying some wild stuff about you." Or, if I wasn't around, they'd probably leave you out of everything. Samantha always framed herself like my protector. Like I was this helpless little charity case she had to drag along socially. But guess what? Those friends she claimed were fake? They never made me feel less than. She did. Every single time. The real tipping point? My birthday. Samantha planned it. Insisted on handling everything. She told me everyone was busy or broke. So it would just be the two of us. Fine. Except 2 days later, I saw photos all over Instagram. Our entire friend group. Together. Laughing. Celebrating Rachel's random Tuesday night dinner. While I sat home eating takeout with Samantha, like the pathetic little sidekick she clearly thought I was. That was the first real crack. The first night I wondered, is she even my friend? But the thing about patterns? Once you see them, you can't unsee them. The fake concern. The backhanded compliments. The way she needed me to feel small so she could feel important. But I didn't have proof. Not yet. Until that journal found me. Until every nasty thought I was never supposed to read sat there. In her perfect little handwriting. Waiting. Ready. And if she thought I'd just cry and walk away, she didn't know me at all. Because I wasn't mad. I wasn't heartbroken. I was patient. And patience is deadly. I didn't mean to find her journal. That's the craziest part. I wasn't snooping. I wasn't digging for dirt. I was house-sitting. Doing Samantha a favor. Because of course I was. Because that's who I was. The reliable friend. The helper. The one people counted on without hesitation. She had gone on a weekend getaway. Self-care trip with her coworkers. Some spa retreat 2 hours away. I was feeding her cat. Watering her plants. Being the same ride-or-die friend I had always been. Until that nightstand drawer didn't close all the way. Until that little leather journal poked its corner out like it wanted to say, "Hey Jordan, you ready to see how she really feels about you?" It sat there like a challenge. For exactly 2 seconds I fought it. But something in me, call it instinct, call it that gut feeling that never lies, told me this wasn't an accident. This was meant for me to find. So I opened it. And what I found, it wasn't just gossip. It wasn't venting. It was war. Page after page after page. Every single thing I'd ever confided in Samantha, weaponized, twisted, mocked. She wrote about me like I was a charity case. Like I was her sad little project. Things like, Jordan has no idea how pathetic she sounds when she talks about her job like it's impressive. Marketing for a furniture store isn't exactly changing the world. Or, I swear, sometimes I wonder if she's just keeping me around because she has no one else. There were entries about my outfits, my relationships, my childhood trauma, things I told her in moments of raw trust, written like punchlines. And it wasn't just me. It was everyone. Rachel, Jenna, Alexis. She trashed them all. Her so-called besties. Her entire social circle? She didn't love them. She tolerated them, mocked them, used them. We were just characters in the Little Mean Girls reboot running in her head. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a friend. This was a villain pretending to be a friend. And villains? They always write their own downfall. Samantha just wrote hers in leather-bound hardcover. And now, I was going to read every single page. and I was going to burn her entire social life down. Quietly, perfectly, without ever raising my voice. Here's the thing about someone like Samantha. She didn't just write those things to vent. She wrote them because she believed nobody would ever see them. Nobody would ever challenge her. Nobody would ever leave her. Because Samantha had spent years building this little kingdom, where she was queen, and the rest of us were disposable peasants. Her journal didn't just talk about me. It laid out every single toxic thing she'd ever done to our entire friend group. How she purposely told Jenna that Alexis was talking behind her back, just to stir the pot. How she accidentally left Rachel off the group chat for last year's Christmas brunch. Because Rachel was getting too much attention lately. Even little things. Like how she lied to Alexis about me being jealous of her new job, so that Alexis wouldn't invite me to their after-work hangouts. All of us being played against each other like chess pieces. And the worst part, it worked. We all doubted each other. We all questioned ourselves. All while Samantha sat in the middle, sipping wine, collecting drama like trophies. But not anymore. Now I knew. And once you know the truth, silence is the deadliest weapon you've got. I didn't confront her. Not immediately. That would have been sloppy. Too easy. Samantha expected drama. Expected me to cry. Expected me to beg. No. She was about to learn what real patience looks like. Real revenge. Clean. Quiet. Permanent. Step 1. Screenshot every journal page. Scan every entry. Because I wasn't just going to burn her privately. Oh no. She loved an audience. She craved attention. So when her downfall came, it would happen center stage. In front of every person she lied to. Every friend she manipulated. Every fake story she spun. But the beauty of it all, I didn't have to tell a single lie. Didn't have to invent a single word. Samantha already told the whole story. In her own handwriting. Every single ugly, petty, vicious thought. All I had to do, let people read it for themselves. Truth is the loudest sound in the world. When it hits the right ears. Most people think betrayal feels like getting punched in the stomach. Like rage. Like heartbreak. But for me, it felt quiet. Sharp. Cold. Like someone flipped a switch inside me. I didn't cry. Didn't scream. Didn't text Samantha some dramatic message. No. I closed that journal carefully. Put it right back where I found it. And walked out of her apartment feeling calmer than I had in weeks. Because now, I wasn't confused. I wasn't sad. I wasn't wondering if I was overthinking things. Samantha showed me exactly who she was. And it was time to show her exactly who I was. First thing I did? Group chat audit. See, Samantha loved to play puppet master. But what she didn't realize, people notice when things feel off. I started reaching out to Jenna, to Alexis, even Rachel, who I hadn't talked to much since my birthday incident. Little by little, I planted seeds. Casual texts, check-ins, nonchalant comments like, "Hey, has Samantha ever said anything weird about me to you? I've just been feeling kinda off about some stuff lately." And just like that, the floodgates opened. Turns out, every single one of them had their own Samantha story. Their own Samantha betrayal. Times she lied. Times she twisted stories. Times she drove wedges between us all for her own entertainment. And just like me, none of them had wanted to believe it. Until now. Until I had proof. Second thing I did, set the trap. Samantha was coming back from her little spa getaway that Sunday night. And I was supposed to meet her for dinner on Tuesday. Her idea, of course. One of those just us, girl time, things she always set up when she wanted to snoop about what was going on in my life. But this time, the guest list was about to get a lot bigger. Because Tuesday wasn't just dinner. Tuesday was going to be the night every single one of us sat down together. Without Samantha knowing why. Until it was too late. Until her entire kingdom of lies crumbled right in front of her. Without me yelling. Without me crying. Without me saying a single word more than necessary. Just me. Her friends. And the truth. You know what happens when you stop reacting? When you stop explaining yourself? Stop defending? You become untouchable. That's what I felt in the days leading up to Tuesday. Untouchable. While Samantha was texting me like everything was fine. "Miss you, babe. Tuesday night okay? Ugh, I have so much to tell you about this spa trip lol." I wasn't mad. Not even a little. I was focused. Because the more normal she acted, the harder she was about to crash. I spent Monday gathering what I needed. Not gossip. Not drama. Proof. Screenshots of her journal pages. Carefully selected for maximum impact. Receipts of every lie she told about every girl at that table. From calling Jenna desperate for male attention, to saying Alexis was too stupid to notice her boyfriend flirting with other girls, to trashing Rachel's wedding plans like she wasn't going to be her maid of honor. Ugly things. Mean things. Things even I was shocked to read, knowing how fake Samantha could be. But that was the beauty of it. No opinions. No accusations. Just her words. In her handwriting. Ready to speak for themselves. Tuesday night was set. I told Jenna, Rachel, and Alexis exactly when and where to meet me. Didn't over-explain. Didn't sugarcoat. You need to see this. That was all I said. And guess what? They showed up early. Every single one of them. Which told me everything I needed to know. Samantha didn't have loyalty. She had leverage. But leverage only works until someone lets go. And me, I wasn't holding on to anything anymore. I sat at that table. Calm. Peaceful. While Samantha texted. OMG, I'm parking now. Can't wait to catch up. Oh, we were going to catch up, all right. But not the way she thought. No wine night. No fake laughs. Just the truth. And once it hit the table, there wouldn't be enough fake charm in the world to save her. Because silence, that's the sound of power shifting. And Samantha was about to lose everything. When Samantha walked into that restaurant Tuesday night, she had no idea she was walking straight into her own funeral. Socially, at least. She came in loud, laughing, all bright energy and fake affection. OMG, look at all my girls together. This feels like old times. The irony nearly made me laugh. Old times? Old times were dead. Buried. And she was the one holding the shovel. Her face shifted. Just for a second. When she realized it wasn't just me sitting there. Jenna, Rachel, Alexis. All at one table. All silent. That little flash of suspicion behind her eyes? Gone in an instant. Fake smile back in place. But it was too late. She sat down anyway. Because Samantha always thought she was smarter than the room. Always thought she could talk her way out of anything. I let her talk. Babble. Ramble. Told us all about her amazing weekend spa trip. Every fake, bubbly story landing like a dull thud in the silence. Nobody laughed. Nobody nodded. Just four women staring at the real Samantha. And when the waitress came by to take our drink orders, I pulled out my phone, laid it flat on the table, opened the folder labeled Samantha's journal, and turned it so everyone else could see. No words. No speech. No accusations. Just one line. You all should read this. That's it. That's all it took. The shift in that room. Immediate. Jenna grabbed the phone first. Then Rachel. Then Alexis. Flipping through screenshots of Samantha's own words. Their faces went from confused to horrified to furious. They read about how Samantha called Rachel's fiancé boring. How she said Jenna was a pick-me girl who needs male validation like air. How she mocked Alexis's anxiety behind her back while playing therapist to her face. Every petty, disgusting thing Samantha ever thought was safely locked in that journal was now being read like scripture at her own execution. And me, I just sat there, calm, watching Samantha realize, slowly, that nobody was laughing, nobody was defending her, nobody was coming to save her. Because the beauty of truth? It doesn't need volume. It just needs witnesses. Silence. That's what I remember most about that moment. Complete, heavy silence. Not because nobody had anything to say, but because everyone at that table was processing what they were reading. And Samantha? Samantha was watching her entire world cave in around her. In real time, without me saying a single word. Wait! Rachel finally whispered, staring down at my phone. She said that about me? Jenna shook her head slowly, still scrolling. She told me I was like a sister to her. Alexis? She didn't say anything. She just looked up. Straight at Samantha. And that look, that was colder than anything I could have ever planned. The look of a woman who realized she'd been pouring her heart out to someone who thought she was pathetic. Samantha's voice finally broke the silence. Shaky. Jordan. Where did you get that? I met her eyes for the first time that night. Calm. Flat. Your nightstand. You should really get a drawer that closes properly. The blood drained from her face. Because in all her scheming, in all her years of running her mouth behind closed doors, she forgot the simplest rule of all. If you write it down, it can be read. And now, everyone was reading. She tried to backpedal. Of course she did. You guys. It was just venting. I didn't mean any of that. We all say stuff we don't mean when we're upset. No one flinched. No one nodded. No one saved her. Because this wasn't a heat-of-the-moment text message. This wasn't gossip. This was a journal. Page after page of clear, intentional ugly thoughts. Her words. Her pen. Her downfall. Rachel stood up first. Didn't even look at Samantha. I'm done. Alexis followed. Quiet. Steady. Jenna was last. She stared at Samantha like she didn't even recognize her. You really fooled us, huh? Then they were gone. One by one. Leaving Samantha sitting there. Alone. Staring at a version of herself even she couldn't spin. And me. I didn't need to say a thing. She knew. Every fake friend she ever manipulated? Gone. Every lie. Dead. Every secret? Exposed. Funny thing about people like Samantha? They spend so long building fake worlds. They never expect to live alone in the real one. After that night, her world got very small. Very quiet. Exactly how I planned it. Rachel blocked her on everything before she even got home. Alexis left the group chat without a word. Jenna posted a not-so-subtle quote on her story the next day. Sometimes the trash takes itself out. Savage. But accurate. Samantha tried damage control, of course. She posted her own story the next day. Some dramatic black and white selfie with a caption like, "Cutting toxic people out of my life. Growth is painful. Sis, you didn't cut anybody. You got cut. Hard. Clean. No bandages for this one." Word got around faster than I thought it would. Turns out, when people realize you've been talking trash about everybody, it's hard to find new friends. The invites dried up. The group brunches stopped. Nobody wanted to be the next name in her journal. As for me, I didn't have to say a word. I didn't post anything shady. Didn't blast her online. Didn't send mass texts telling my side. I didn't need to. Her own words did all the work for me. Weeks passed. Then months. The last time I saw Samantha, she was sitting alone at our old favorite coffee shop. By herself. No friends. No fake laughs. Just her. Scrolling through her phone like she was waiting for a text that wasn't coming. And me. I walked right past her without even slowing down. Because closure doesn't always come from confrontation. Sometimes, closure comes from realizing you never lost a friend. You lost a fraud. And that is the best peace there is. They say curiosity killed the cat. Maybe. But in my case, curiosity didn't kill me. It killed her reputation, her friendships, her little fake kingdom of control. All because Samantha thought no one would ever read her journal. She thought no one would ever see behind the curtain. She thought I was too loyal, too trusting, too soft. But the thing about quiet people, about the ones you underestimate, we don't explode. We observe. We collect. We wait. And when we move, we end things. Not with a fight. Not with screaming. Just with facts. Proof. Truth. Her own words. Used like a mirror she couldn't look away from. Samantha lost her friends. Her social circle. Her little audience. And me. I didn't lose anything. I gained peace. Silence. Freedom. Because I didn't need revenge that was messy. Or loud. Or cruel. She wrote her own ending. All I did, turn the page. And walk away. Without saying a single word more than necessary. Because the best part about keeping receipts is letting people cash them in themselves. One ugly truth at a time. Curiosity didn't kill the cat. It killed her lies. And honestly, I sleep just fine.
Thanks so much for watching. If you love a good revenge story, or if you've ever dreamed of getting the last word without saying much at all, you're in the right place. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new savage ending. Because around here, karma always hits different.